sisters who made this beautiful gathering possible. In the beginning of my words, I
akrabalarınızın, dostlarınızın, tüm sevdiklerinizin
would
selamlarını
like to extend
iletmek
the
istiyorum.
gratitudes and the
Bu
salutations of
vesileyle
all
buradan
your friends, all
Amerika'nın
your
dört bir
relatives
yanındaki vatandaşlarıma
from Turkey.
ve
And using this
kardeşlerime
opportunity, I would
en
like
derin
to extend my deepest
sevgi
love
ve
and
saygılarımı
respect
özellikle ifade
from
etmek
my
istiyorum.
brother to my brothers and sisters from
Öğrencilerimizi,
the U.S.
iş adamlarımızı,
Our students are
ülkesi için
businessmen
çalışan kamu
and are
görevlilerimizi,
civil servants working
milletimizin
for their
faiz
country
cenahlarına bu topraklara taşıyan
and for
sivil toplum
those
kuruluşlarımızı
NGOs
özellikle
who
selamlıyorum.
share the generosity
Ülkesini
of
ve
our country
milletini
uh,
sırtından
to this
hançerleyen
land.
hainlere inat,
I would like to extend
Türk
my
milletini
gratitudes.
burada gururla
The
temsil eden
Turkish
her bir
nationality is
kardeşime
represented
saygılarımı
here
sunuyorum.
with pride, and I would like to
2
thank each
Nisan
and every one of them and
2016'da
extend my
az önce
respect.
de
In
ifade edildiği gibi
2016,
açılışını
April the
çok farklı
2nd,
bir
as expressed
heyecanla,
before, this
coşkuyla
center was
yaptığımız,
inaugurated with a lot
sizlere
of excitement
ve
and
Amerikan
enthusiasm.
Müslüman toplumuna kazandırdığımız
And this
Diyanet Merkezi'nin
center,
tüm
Diyanet Center of
kardeşlerimiz için
America,
gerçek
brought to the
anlamda
use
bir
of
merkeze
our
dönüştüğünü
communities in the
görüyoruz.
U.S.
Bu
has,
tabii
in
bizler
real
için,
sense of the
milletimiz
words,
için
turned
ayrı
into
bir gurur vesilesi.
a service place,
Bu
and this
merkez
is another source of
hamdolsun
pride
çok
for
kısa
us all,
sürede
for our nation.
sadece
This center,
Türklerin
thanks
değil,
to God, in
Amerika'daki
a
tüm
very short
Müslümanların
period of time,
iftihar
has
kaynağı
become a
haline
source
geldi.
of pride not only for the
İslam'ı
Turkish but
terör ve
also the
özdeşleştirme çabalarının
American Muslims.
yoğunlaştığı bir
In
dönemde
a
bu
period
merkez
when
İslam
Islam is tried to
medeniyetinin
be
din,
identified with
kültür,
terror, this
tarih
center,
ve
in terms of
medeniyet
religion,
anlayışının
culture,
sembollerinden
and
biri oldu.
civilization understandings of Islam
Medeniyetimizin
become a symbol.
sanat,
When it comes to
estetik,
arts,
zarafet
aesthetics,
ve nezaketini
elegance, and
yansıtan bu
kindness,
güzel
this
mekanın
beautiful center
vatandaşlarımız,
reflects
soydaşlarımız
our
ile
civilization
diğer
with our
kardeşlerimize sağladığı
citizens
hizmetlerden
and
memnuniyet
cognates
duyuyoruz.
delivered
Nitekim
with
bugün
services.
Amerika Diyanet
We are
Merkezi'nde
proud.
Türkçe,
And here in
tarih,
this
kültür,
center,
temel
Turkish
dini bilgiler
history, culture,
ve Kur'an-ı
basic
Kerim dersi
religious
alan yavrularımız
studies,
sınıf
and
adlarıyla söyleyecek
Quran
olursam
lessons
miniklerimiz,
are delivered.
yıldızlarımız,
And our young
fatihlerimiz
people, our
ve
miners, our
aileleri de
stars, and
aramızdalar.
their families are here
Ülkemizden
with
binlerce
us
kilometre
on this
ötede
beautiful day.
böyle bir ihtiyacı
Kilometers
giderdiğimiz için
away
sevinçliyiz.
from our country, this
Yavrularımızın
center is addressing to
İstiklal
such a need, and
Marşımızı
we are
bu şekilde
joyful.
okumaları
And it
bizler için
is,
ayrı bir gurur
of
vesilesidir.
course, another source of pride
Arzumuz ve temennimiz
that our
Müslümanlara
young children
yakışan bu
can
tür
recite
merkezlerin
our national anthem
Amerika'nın her
with such
köşesinde
enthusiasm.
yaygınlaşmasıdır.
We hope that
Yavrularımızın
such
gözlerinden
centers
öpüyorum.
increase in number
Ailelerini
and
ve
are
bu
in all corners
evlatlarımızın
of the
eğitim
U.S.
öğretim
I would
çalışmalarını
like
yürüten
to
değerli
thank to
hocalarımızı
the
da
teachers
ayrıca tebrik
who
ediyorum.
carry out
Aziz
all the
kardeşlerim,
educational and training
2002'den itibaren
activities for our dear
yurt
children.
içinde yaşayan
From
vatandaşlarımızla
2002 on,
beraber sınırlarımız
with
dışında
our
yaşayan
citizens living
vatandaşlarımıza da
within the borders
farklı
of
bir
our country
anlayışla
and outside
yaklaştık.
the borders of our country,
Gurbetçi denilerek
we have
dışlanmış,
adopted
uzun yıllar boyunca ihmal
a
edilmiş
different approach.
insanlarımızın
Many
ana
people
vatanla
who were
bağlarını yeniden
neglected
güçlendirmenin
uh,
yollarını arıyor.
were
Kendi
addressed
yağıyla
so that we
kavrulmaya
could
çalışan,
reinforce their links with
imkanları
their
kısıtlı,
motherland.
insan kaynağı
Uh,
yetersiz birçok sivil
Many
toplum kuruluşumuzu bunun
NGOs
için
with
destekledik
limited
ve
resources
teşvik
and
ettik.
which were acting
Aynı sivil
with
toplum
their own
kuruluşlarımız
means
bugün
were supported
bulundukları
and
ülkelerin
encouraged. And
siyasi
our
ve sosyal hayatında
NGOs
söz
are
sahibi hale
now
geldi. Teröre bulaşmadığı,
now have a word
ülkesine
and a
ihanet
say in
etmediği
the
sürece
countries they're operating,
yurt
as long
dışında
as they
yaşayan
do
her
not
bir kardeşimizi
betray
kökenine,
their country and
meşrebine,
are not involved in
fikrine bakmadan
terrorism,
bağrımıza
no
bastık.
matter what
Dünyanın
their
bize yakın
ethnicity or
ülkesinde
roots are, we
kendilerini
have
hayat kuran
embraced them.
6,5 milyon
In more than
vatandaşımız var.
100 countries of the
81
world, we
vilayetimizde
have
yaşayan
6.5
82
million
milyon
citizens.
insanımız arasında
and between them and our 82 million people living in our country, we have strong bridges constructed. If necessary, through positive discrimination, we have increased the quality and the number of the services we deliver outside of our country. Every brother and sister residing abroad, compared to 17 years ago, can feel the support of the Republic of Turkey more and more in economy, in democracy, in defense industry, in foreign politics. The success Turkey has, of course, will be bringing your positions here higher. But of course, we are all aware of one reality. In time, the needs, the conditions, the demands, and of course, the threats do change. Our citizens living abroad are facing challenges, and those challenges, when compared to the years of 1980s and 1990s, we see a tremendous difference. Our people are now encountering various problems everywhere. Xenophobia, Islamophobia, cultural racism, uh, and when it comes to the protection of the identities of our children and their belonging, we have higher number of problems. And similarly, accessing to the political rights and also issues related with representation concern our brothers and sisters. In particular, in the Western countries, neo-Nazi parties and racist parties do set the agenda and give direction to the government policies, as we witness almost every day. Our shrines, our mosques, our sanctuaries, and the Muslim workplaces are attacked. We observe almost every day. And in New Zealand, the terrorist attacks also were witnessed by all of us. A similar attack, almost a month after, took place here in the USA, and the Diyanet mosque was attempted to be arsoned, and we had a tremendous material damage on the mosque, but thank God, no casualty. In fight against Islamophobia and xenophobia, our state, with all of its units and authorities, do stand with you. Any brother and sister living outside of our country cannot be left to the mercy of terrorists and those with bloody hands. So, in the places you reside, we expect you to be stronger, more organized, and more active. A believer cannot be disconnected from the society it lives in. A believer is to endure the challenges and also look for solutions for the problems that their brothers and sisters are encountering, because the believers are engaged in life and with their understandings, with their behaviors, with their morals, they do set example to the other people. This understanding, with your culture, with your belief, with the values you have, you need to preserve your connections, and at the same time, you will show participation in the society you are in. And our civilization, Aki, will be carried over to the representatives of our future, meaning our children, in the best way possible. And the American Islam Society members, with them you are expected to reinforce your connections. This is of utmost importance. In any setting you are a to you are to set examples, and this way I believe we will overcome the problems that
Allah'ın
can
izniyle
come our way
hiçbir
um,
tehdit
more easily. If
bizi
we can achieve
sindiremez.
these all, no
Şayet
threat
biz
can silence
bir
us.
olursak,
If we stand
beraber olursak,
united, if
tüm
we
Müslümanlar
stand
olarak
together,
bir
all the
duvarın
Muslims, if
tuğlaları
we
gibi
do
dayanışma içerisinde
stand in
hareket edersek,
solidarity like the bricks
önümüzde
of a
hiçbir
wall,
engel
no
dayanamaz.
handicap can
Kardeşlerim,
stand in our way. My
sizlerin de
brothers and
takip ettiği gibi
sisters, as you have followed
Türk-Amerikan ilişkileri
Turkish American
son günlerde
relations
sancılı bir
recently
dönemden
have
geçiyor.
been going through
Biz
a
Türkiye
rough
olarak
patch.
iki
And
ülke
as
arasındaki
Turkey,
müttefiklik
the
ve
alliance in
stratejik
between the
ortaklık
two
ilişkisine
countries and the
yaraşır şekilde
strategic alliance,
üzerimize düşeni
we
yapıyoruz.
do
Yapmaya da devam edeceğiz.
what's
Şimdiye kadar ortak
our
çıkarlarımız neyi gerektiriyorsa o
for
şekilde
what's our share,
davranmaya çalıştık.
and we have so far acted in
Türk-Amerikan
line with
ilişkilerini
our
sabote
common
etmek isteyenlerin oyununa
targets, and we
gelmedik.
have never fallen to
Ancak
the pits of those
ülkemizin
who
güvenliği,
tried to
milletimizin
come up
geleceği
with
için
sabotage
hangi adımlar
regarding our
atmak
relations
gerekiyorsa
between the
onları da
US and
atmaktan
Turkey,
bir
and
an
we have
olsun
never
çekinmedik.
refrained from taking the steps
İstiklalimiz ve istikbalimiz
forward
söz konusu
necessary.
olunca
When
diğer her
it
şey
comes to
ikinci
our
planda kalır.
stability, our future,
Vatanımızı ve
and our
bağımsızlığımızı
independence,
korumak noktasında
everything else in the second ground,
başveririz
to
ama
preserve
asla
the
baş
unity
eğmeyiz.
of our motherland, we will not obey to anyone, even though we lose our heads.
Devletimizin 2200 yılı aşan
We
şanlı tarihi
have a
bunun
glorious
sayısız
history
örnekleriyle dolu.
of more than
Son dönemde attığımız
2,200
adımlarda
years,
aynı
and there are
anlayışın
numerous
ürünüdür.
examples
Bu
showing
üretim
our
tarihinde
stance, and the recent
başlattığımız
steps we have taken
barış
forward are the
pınarı
products of
harekatı
our stance. The
Türkiye'nin
Operation Peace Spring we
terörle
launched
mücadele
on October the
kararlılığının
9th
ifadesidir.
is the
Bunu
expression
açıkça
of
söylemek istiyorum.
determination by
Barış pınarı
Turkey
harekatı
regarding counterterrorism.
Türk
I should
kardeşlerimize
frankly say
yönelik bir
the
harekat
Operation Peace
değildir.
Spring is not an
Sadece
operation against
terör
our
örgütlerine karşı
Kurdish brothers and
yapılmakta olan bir
sisters. It
harekattır.
is only an
Bu
operation
nerede olursa olsun
conducted against
biz
terrorist
teröristlerle,
organizations. No
terör
matter
örgütleriyle
where
karşı
we
karşıyayız.
are
Ve
encountering
bunların da bedelini
terrorists
onlara
and terrorist
ağır ödeteceğiz.
organizations, and we will
Biz
have them
şu
pay
ara
a heavy price.
son
We here
10 yıl, 20 yıl,
in the
30 yıla
past
gittiğimizde
10, 20,
Türk
30
duygular
years
insanlar
have lost
bunları
up to
kaybederken kimse
40,000
kalkıp da ne
lives.
oluyor diye
And when we
birbirimize
lost
sormadık.
these people, nobody
Öyleyse
asked us
biz
what
göbeğimizi
was
kendimiz
going on.
kesiyoruz,
And
kendimiz kesmeye de devam
consequently,
ediyoruz.
it means we
Bu
cut our
harekatlar
own umbilical
Suriye'nin
cord, and we will
kuzeyinde
continue
bir
to do
terör
so and take the
koridoruna
matters to
izin
our own hands.
vermeyeceğimizi gösterdik.
And we, with this
Bir
operation,
terör
showed once
devletinin
again that we will not
kurulmasına
allow
da
a corridor,
asla
a terrorist
müsaade
corridor
etmeyeceğiz.
established by our border, and we will not allow the establishment of a terror group by our borders.
DAEŞ'la mücadele kılıfı altında kurulan
Under the
tuzağı
disguise
çok
of
kısa
fighting
sürede
against
boşa çıkardık.
Daesh, there's a trap, and we upsetted
Ülkelerin
the
dışında
plans about
yaşayan
this.
milyonlarca
Uh,
Suriyeli
and
sığınmacının
millions
geri dönüşü
of
için
Syrians for the
tek gerçek ve
repatriation
somut
of
çaba
the millions
bizim
of
güvenli
Syrians in
hareketimizi
our
düzenlemek.
country. The only
Kardeşlerim,
concrete
bakın şu
effort
anda
uh, was
4
the
milyon
operation we
mülteciye
launched. My
biz ev
brothers and
sahipliği
sisters,
yapıyoruz.
we have been hosting
Bunun
about
dünya
4
başka bir yeri
million
yok.
refugees in our
Ve
country. There's
bunların
no other similar
3
example
milyon
in the
650
entire
bini ki
world, and
büyük bir çoğunluğu kahir
3.6
ekseriyeti Arap.
million of them
Bunların dışında
are of Arab
Keldani
origins.
var,
And other
Yezidi
than
var,
them, we have
Hristiyan var.
the Kaldani,
Bütün
we have
bunlar
the Yazidi, we
hepsi
have the Christian
mülteci olarak
among
biz
the refugees,
topraklarımızda
and these are
onlara
all hosted
misafir
on our
perverliğimizi
soil
temelli yapıyoruz.
as refugees, and we
Ayrıca
are offering them
değerli
the
kardeşlerim
most ideal version of
350
our
binde
hospitality.
Kürt var.
And on the other
Nereden
hand, my
geldi bunlar?
dear brothers
Aynı
and
Irak'tan
sisters,
geldi.
we have been hosting
Nereye geldi? Bizim topraklarımıza.
350,000
Kimin
Kurdish people.
zamanında?
From where
Obama
did they
zamanında.
come? From Ain al Arab.
Ve biz bunlara
And
da
during
kapılarımızı
whose
kapamadık.
administrative period? During
Bunları da aldık.
Obama's period.
Onlara da
And
her
we
türlü
never closed our
şu anda
doors
desteğimizi veriyoruz.
to them.
Bize
And we
kalkıp
have lending
herhangi
all
bir
sorts of
ülkeden
support to
ya
them.
siz bu kadar insana
So
bakıyorsunuz,
any country, no
4
country says
milyon
you
insana
have been
bakıyorsunuz.
hosting so
Bunların
many
içerisinde
people, 4 million
350
people,
bin
and among them there are 350,000 Kurdish people, and for the Kurdish, we should lend you such support. No one said so. There are 3.6 million Arabs, and from the Arab League, no one said we should give you that support. The Yazidi, the Kaldani, or the Christian. No one stands up and says we should provide you with this and that support. We have so far about $40 billion of expenditure. Only the EU, through NGOs, only uh, through the Red Crescent and EFAD-like organizations, provided around 3 billion euros, and other than that, there is nothing. When it comes to the talk, they talk. They all talk, and they say that Turkey is against the Kurdish. In my country, there is the highest number of Kurdish citizens, and in my own political party, I have about 50 Kurdish members of parliament. There's no, it is to no avail to deceive uh, anyone. We do not indiscriminate among people, the Kurdish, the Turkish, the Georgian, the Abaza, or the Yazidi, or whatsoever. This is against our culture, understanding of culture, and this is against our understanding of civilization. We love the created due to the creator, and it is not possible for us to make such an discrimination. We neither have the understanding nor the right to make such an indiscrimination. And from the first days of the operation on, many campaigns were ran against our country, and these are the realities behind those campaigns. They say, they claim that they are fighting against Daesh in true sense of the words. We did that in Al Bab for the first time. We neutralized more than 3,000 Daesh members in Al Bab, and we continue with our efforts. We have more than 2,000 Daeshi members in our prisons. And the others, what they say is a lie. They say they neutralized 10,000 Daeshi members. So, in words, you can say, and this is not the reality. And Turkish nation will not take a step backwards, and we will not be indeed uh, bought to any otherwise attempt, and our expectation from the US is for them to end the support they lend to the terrorist organizations immediately. And we expressed our demands about the subject to Mr. Trump during our talks today, starting from counterterrorism and the Syrian issue. We addressed all the items on our agenda, and also reiterated our commitment to our target of $100 billion volume of trade. We have reconfirmed, reaffirmed our bilateral relations, and I believe that we will be bringing our bilateral relations back on track again. My brothers and sisters, I would like to highlight another issue. The House of Representatives on the 29th of October, on our Republican Day, made a resolution of the so-called Armenian genocide, and this is a shame, because our nation has never had such a dark mark in its history, about which our country can not be called accounts. Our all archives are open to all academics, all researchers, national or international. And we made a call to Armenia for the establishment of a history commission in which third parties would also take a seat. And we expressed our good intentions and political will about this. And we said, if you have archives of your own, you shall open them too for use. And we have opened our archives for use. Our Turkish armed forces in their archives have more than 1 million documents. We invited them, but they haven't uh, attended it because once they start working, they know that they will not be able to find what they are looking for. In the USA, Harvard has a small archive, work there, study there, and France has another small scale archive, study there, but they did not show interest to it. This is something to be addressed by the historians, by the political scientists, by the archaeologists. We said they need to carry out these research activities, and then the politicians will follow the suit. But before, if the politicians take step forward initially, all these steps will be political. And whenever this is raised on the agenda, we underlined that the politicians should not replace the historians. And despite all our good intention, unfortunately, we haven't received a return. And Armenia is a state of yesterday only. They declared their independence, became a state in 1991, and before that, in different locations, there were nomads, immigrants, and when they were living in Turkey, there was a compulsory uh, relocation, and we have around 100,000 Armenians living in our country. 60,000 registered, 40 living still illegally. But we ha did not deport them illegally. We acted in a humane way. We were able to send them back to their country, back to Armenia, but we have not, and this shows the humane attitudes of the Republic adopted by the Republic of Turkey, but they do not want to see that. And in 2009, a protocol was signed, but Armenia refrained from signing this protocol, and the Armenian diaspora continue it with their campaigns against our country. This is what they are busy with, and the Armenian diaspora has lots of money, and the lobby here are engaged in activities just like FETÖ did with a single dollar, and they have their dollars, and this is how they run their activities. And the House of Representatives accepted a resolution, and this resolution was brought to the attention and unfortunately formed into a political issue. The resolution has no connection with the political reality, with the historical realities, and this resolution, in our perspective, is null and void. Those who think that they can take our country under pressure through these resolutions will sooner or later understand that they are mistaken. We have our attitude towards making sure to make sure that the subject is handled and evaluated with the experts of the field, with the historians. If the House of Representatives want to make a resolution, then they should refrain from taking a political stance on a subject about which the historians should make decisions. And an American military delegation visited our country, and the report that points out that there was not such a reality should be respected. Making wrong decisions and concentrating on a single-sided aspect of the whole subject will lead to developments that cannot be turned back from in US and Turkey relations. Many diplomats and many family members, a high number of civilians, our ambassadors, were martyrized by Armenian terrorist organizations, and black propaganda initiated by them should not make them surrender. And the House of Representatives, the mistake of the House of Representatives, hopefully will not be made by the US Congress as well. While finalizing my speech, I would like to wish you a healthy, a peaceful, a successful life with all the beloved in your lives. And I also would like to ask you kindly to extend my deepest gratitudes and regards to your brothers and sisters. May the blessings of God be upon you all. Thank you very much.
That was the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan speaking at the Diyanet Center of America in Washington, D.C. He spoke about several issues and echoed a lot of the statements